Welcome to the Movie Pick, where my dad and his co-host do a deep dive on their favorite movies and all the things they love about them. Hope you enjoy this week's Movie Pick, recorded in Jet Studios, and give us a rating, but only if it's a good one.
Dave is home. So, the first time that I witnessed pure artistry, 1968, Planet of the Apes, I asked, how did they get those monkeys to do those things? If they can teach those monkeys to act that brilliantly, just imagine what I could bring to the world. So, I don't know if you were expecting that one. That's Trevor Slattery from Shang-Chi, which anytime I think of Planet of the Apes, I think of him talking in that scene, talking about how they got the monkeys, and he thought that they were actually monkeys sitting on the horses. I love that scene. But welcome into the Movie Pick podcast. Landon, welcome in.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, man. This is, I think, number 6 or 7.
It may just be 5.
May just be 5. I don't know.
Or 4 even.
We're getting up there,
Yeah.
in the amount of episodes. I think this is movie 35 or 36. So we're getting up there. But today we're covering Rise of the Planet of the Apes. What are your first memories of this movie?
The first memories of the movie's existence, I remember when it came out.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, that is not a movie I'm interested in seeing at all.
Really?
Because that kind of stuff, I feel like at this point, I don't know. Thought I was
Too
I
cool.
was too cool to watch a movie about
'Cause
apes.
This came out in 2011. So how old would you have been?
17.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. Where you're like, nah, I'm out.
Yeah, well, you're just thinking it's like, okay, there was like that old Planet of the Apes movie, and it's people walking around in ape costumes, like it's kind of a ridiculous thought. Like it sounds ridiculous to a 17-year-old.
Sure.
So I had no interest in seeing it. Didn't see it. Thought it looked dumb. And then I think I actually watched this for the first time. Maybe I would say 7 years ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not that long ago.
Okay.
Or even more. Could have been even more recent. And then you realize that they're awesome.
You were way off. Yeah.
So wrong.
So did you? I'm glad we touched on this. So did you watch the first one and then fly to 2 and 3? Were you
Yes.
like, I have to watch these now?
Yes.
Yeah, because I watched this when it first came out to rent. I didn't go to the theaters to see it, but saw it. I actually think the first time I watched it was with good friend of the show, frequent guest Bradley,
Oh, really?
and your sister Jensen. I think we watched it. I know we watched it at my house. I know we did, but I don't remember if that was the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
But I remember this was like during a heavy IP era, where it was like all the Marvel movies were hitting stride because Iron Man came out in '08. Harry Potter was like at the end of its run.
I'm sure we'll talk about. I know you've done 2011 box office stuff.
Yeah.
Though of all IP.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Franchises,
That's
yeah.
what I mean.
This
Like
was-
everyone
we're
was looking.
in the middle of it. Yeah.
Everyone was looking for their IP, and they were looking for their movies that they could make a franchise, make sequels out of. And so this one comes out, and I'm like you. If when I first saw it on paper, I'm sure that I was like, no thanks, because I'd grown up as a kid seeing the original just kind of on in the background, and there were like 4 or 5 movies from the 60s to the through the 70s, and then there was even a TV show that ran, and they all looked super cheap and just terrible.
Hard not to make these look cheap
Yes.
when it's a lot of apes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like it just looked really bad. It looked really cheesy. And I was like, I'm not, so if I would have seen this on paper, but I do remember the first time seeing the trailer and being like, not what I expect. You know what I mean? Like not what I expected.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about this. And also at that point, I was a huge James Franco fan. Like just thought he was one of the coolest actors out there.
Good judgment.
I'm a bad judge of character. That's why I don't have favorites anymore. Like I actually actively choose to not have favorites because I feel like I put a curse on them. But
You might have this later.
Go ahead.
Did you see the Wahlberg one?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
I've never seen that, so I didn't know if it was like if that influenced your thoughts when this came out.
No, that one I actually enjoyed,
Really?
even though it's got somewhere between a 5 and a 6 IMDb rating. Like it's a very low rated movie. And we'll go ahead and go to this now. But the Tim Burton one came out, I think, in 2001, I want to say, ish, somewhere around in there. I did go to theaters to see that one. I liked it just fine. Thought it was a cool story. And they were planning on making a sequel to that one. And because it was financially successful. But then it was like panned critically, like people did not like it.
Yeah.
And even the reviewer ratings were like kind of low. So, I mean, no one liked it really, except for me, I think.
Yeah.
And even at that, like, I knew what I was watching. Like, this is a very flawed movie, but I'm just enjoying watching it.
Sure.
But they had planned on making a sequel, and with all the critic stuff, with Tim Burton, I think creative differences and all that, and so they're just like, no thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're out. So if they had continued on, we might not have gotten this set of movies. So I'm thankful that got axed, because this is head and shoulders above the Tim Burton one.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if everybody had similar, or if the normal person who has no attachment to the original, if a lot of people had similar thoughts about this, like they just see it come out, like, say, has Tia seen this?
Yeah.
Did she like it?
She loved it.
Because I feel like, there are movies that, I'm sure you have these, where like your wife will ask you, did you like it? And you're like, I loved it. I don't think you would like it.
Oh,
like,
yes.
you know them well enough. You're like, and then some movies you're like, it's an objectively good movie.
Yeah.
I think you would love it. Or I don't really like it. I think you would like it.
Yeah.
On its surface, this is not a movie that a woman seeing typically would be like, oh, I would love that movie. Like most
on the surface.
Yeah. Like our wives say, like, Katie is not looking at a movie like this being like, I would love to watch that.
Yeah.
Like, that would be great.
Yeah.
And she watched it with me this week, and she was like, this is not what I was expecting at all. Like, she was just thinking, like, you go into it being like, I'm going to watch a movie about a bunch of chimps, and it's like going to be some like cheesy action movie. And she liked it a lot.
Yeah.
She said it was just very different from what she expected. And I have a feeling most people like that would enjoy watching it if they saw it, because it's not just a bunch of apes swinging around and like CGI and like, look at it. Wouldn't it be crazy if we put an ape on top of the Empire State Building? Like that kind of thing. Like, they're not looking to do those kind of things.
Yeah.
It's like an actual like story about,
there's
the
deep
relationship
layers
between human.
Yeah. There's a lot of deep layers. It's extremely well acted. Another example to go exactly with what you're saying. So my dad does not care for unrealistic movies. Like, he's mostly in on realistic action movies and comedies. Like, that's what he likes. And if it's anything weird at all, like his phrase that he will say if we're sitting down, what kind of movie are we watching? Like, like 5 minutes.
I could hear him.
Yes, 5 minutes into any movie that we're watching, if it's not all normal people, if it's not like Speed, if there's anybody in it that's like comic booky or either, what kind of movie are we watching? Like, every time. He loves these. We went to the theaters to see the last one. Not the last, not Kingdom, but War. Like the last of this kind of trilogy set. We went to see it opening night, me and him. Yeah. And because he was super excited to go see it.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, that tells you how good the storytelling is for someone like him, who is mainly like, give me Rambo, not give me Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Like, most sci-fi stuff he's not into.
Sure.
And you and I texted about that a little bit this week too. Like, I don't know where this qualifies, this movie. Like, it's kind of sci-fi-ish, but not at the same time. The old ones definitely were. Like, they were definitely in that sci-fi world.
Yeah, I wouldn't, if you just asked me, like, when you think about it, you're like, does it technically go in that? I would never have thought sci-fi, but I mean, it's also not like a typical action movie.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the originals? Any of the originals?
It's one of those.
You might have said that already, and I'm sorry.
No. It's so I guess the first one was 68.
It was.
How many did they make after that? Like,
I think 4 afterwards.
No, but it's one of those that you were just aware. Like, I know the plot. Like, I know the scene at the end with the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
And I know like the famous phrases.
Sure.
From it, so it's like one of those that you're aware of, but I've never actually sat down.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wanted to, after this came out, I wanted to see them, because I was like, okay, maybe I should go back and give them another shot, because just like anything else, like I remember when Iron Man came out, I was like, Robert Downey Jr. is the best, and I want to watch any movie that he's in. Same thing here. Like I was like, this movie is incredible. I want to watch any Planet of the Apes. I watched the first one. I was like, well, wipe my hands clean of that franchise.
Yeah.
and did not. I don't think I watched any more. I wanted to because I wanted to see some of those originals that they don't do that well for me. And I even watched it again a few years ago, like thinking maybe I was just too critical. I wasn't. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I just kind of want to skip through the original and
Right.
like look at, because I guess this is, maybe this isn't like a direct like prequel to those movies, I guess, but
No.
it is kind of like
Yeah.
this is how it started getting there, which
Yeah.
we started watching that, and I'm not making fun of her because she told me I could share this. Katie was like, what do I need to know from the original movie when I'm watching this?
Sure.
And kept being
Good
like,
question.
acting out. I'm like, nothing.
Yeah.
She's like, well, what was going on? I was like, what you need to know for this movie is whatever's entering your eyes watching the screen.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I've never seen those.
100%.
Because it's not like, you don't even have to be aware that those existed.
No, and I think it's like a very loose connection anyway. Truly. So IMDb gave this 7.6. That's a high rating.
Very high.
Like a very high rating.
Yeah.
Hour and 45 minutes long. Where do you land on the runtime? Did you feel like there's...
Yeah, it kind of goes
It moves.
quickly. Yeah, it just kind of jumps from scene to scene, and before you know it, he's, starting the revolution.
Yeah.
It's like all these scenes are not wasting time. Like you go straight into it. They capture
Yeah.
Bright Eyes. He's making the presentation. They kill her. He takes the baby home. Like Caesar's like 3 years old before you really blink, and it's like boom, boom, boom.
So I clocked it. It's 34 minutes before we go to prison. Because basically this is a prison movie. So
that quickly?
yeah, it's 34 minutes before he goes to prison. And so there's a lot of setup to get to prison.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of setup to get him to that scene. And it was kind of crazy though, because I never feel like it takes long to get there.
Yeah.
It feels like we said, I feel like the movie, this is one of the most perfectly paced movies that I think you could sit down and watch.
Yeah.
Because it's an hour 45, not a moment wasted. Now I think you've got some budget stuff for us.
Sure.
And I'll let you go.
What I found was the budget for this was $93 million.
Okay.
Which is low.
Yeah. Especially for the amount of CGI.
Yes, considering all of the CGI. And I also don't really understand or know is like motion capture stuff where they have less the CGI, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that cheaper than just pure generating it like animated movies?
I don't know. Did you watch any of the behind the scenes?
No, I've seen those before. I don't know, maybe for this one, but I like. Have you ever seen Benedict Cumberbatch doing Smog?
Yes.
Like that, like his.
Yeah. It was. So I saw some videos this week of Andy Serkis, obviously as Caesar, and it was so good.
Yeah.
Like the guy, like I think I get it mixed up sometimes that okay, he's playing the CGI version, but you kind of downplay their acting in those moments, and then when you see them actually doing it, it's like these guys may be acting harder.
Yeah, I don't know if we're talking about this later. I mean, it's a very popular thing now for like film people to talk about how Andy Serkis should have gotten nominated for an Oscar for some of his performances, but it is insane. Like I guess he actually did Gollum for how many of the Hobbits was he in? But I mean, say the original three, and then 3 movies for this, and then Snoke.
Right.
And did he do another one?
King Kong. The Peter Jackson.
Yeah,
2005.
but he's just, it's like incredible.
Yeah.
The stuff that they capture. I feel like that's why these are so good, because it's not just like.
I would have put him up for an Oscar for Two Towers because he does so good in that.
Yeah,
one.
that's a big.
Yeah, and like the mirror scene, when he's looking in the water. Yeah, the puddle. And then I would have put him up for War, from this one.
Yeah.
Like those are the two. Not that he didn't do great in the others, but those two. So War for the Planet of the Apes and Two Towers. Yeah. Throw that guy an Oscar.
I guess he's speaking more.
Yeah.
In that too. So
yes, that makes a difference too. Like this one is all physical performance almost.
Yeah, which is impressive still.
Yes.
But
Yeah. But sorry, go ahead.
Anyways,
Yeah.
And it made 481 million, which is pretty good.
Nailed it.
It was 14th in global box office.
Okay.
This year, 9th in the domestic. So
That's
in the United
low.
States, it was 9th.
For 480 million.
Because I mean,
Good year.
I know you've done 2011, but just like very, very quickly.
Yeah. So we're looking at the top 5 action ones, right? Or is this top 5 overall? That you're
I have both.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously, there's a lot of things, but I was just to the point of 481 million.
Yeah.
That because I think typically that would be higher, but Harry Potter, Transformers, Pirates of the Caribbean, Twilight, Mission Impossible, Kung Fu Panda 2, Fast 5, Hangover Part 2, The Smurfs, Cars 2, Puss in Boots.
Wow.
So it's
that was starting at number 1, right?
Yeah, that's like a wrecking crew.
Yeah, it is.
Of those, and I think The Smurfs is the only non-sequel.
But it had an existing.
It was an existing
Yeah.
franchise. But the action, which also goes back to our genre thing of what is an action movie.
Yeah.
But the list that I found are like considering these action.
Yeah, I'll follow your lead.
Would be Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's number 1. Okay.
Yes, then Transformers.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Which Transformers? That was Dark of the Moon. Right.
Dark of the Moon.
Okay.
Yes. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Patrick Dempsey in that one. Yeah.
On Stranger Tides.
Uh-huh.
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, which I believe was the first of like kind of the new age.
Yeah.
It's like was that his first one maybe?
So, what's his name? Chris McQuarrie?
Yeah.
Chris, the director of those. Yeah. Yeah, because you had the first 3 Mission Impossibles.
Yeah.
And those 3 were all completely different from each other.
Yeah.
Like the first one was almost like a thriller more than an action.
Yeah.
The second one was cheesy action.
Yes.
Like John Woo directed it.
Yes.
Slow-mo pigeons. The third one was just like a solid action movie. Like a solid espionage.
But by far the worst.
Yes, of the newer section. The second one's by far the worst.
Yes, all of them.
Yes. But the third one was where it started to shift a little bit.
J.J. Abrams?
Yes, directed that one. Yeah. J.J. But then the fourth one was where they changed it.
And then that gets more consistent. Like, it's similar how they make it. Like, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout are all.
Ghost Protocol is my son Jared. That's his favorite.
Yeah.
So I think when I do Mission Impossible, I think that's the first one I'm going to start with is Ghost Protocol. Just, for the kids.
Love that. Anyways, so that was 4th. And then Fast 5 is 5th.
What a movie.
And then Planet of the Apes was 6th. If you're looking at, action movies.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So Fast 5 is probably like, to me, the best of the whole franchise, even though 1 is probably my favorite just because it's a classic.
I think I've only seen 1.
Yeah. It's a funny franchise.
Those are mine. Like, I just don't have any interest in them.
Yeah, I get it.
And I understand why people watch them because I don't think there are very few people that watch those that are like, this is cinema. This is like how movies, like pretty much everyone is like, they're terrible. I've seen every one of them. I love them so much. I feel like that is what a lot of people are like. And then there's some that are just like, oh, it's just like entertaining.
So one was really good. Like then, I was 18 when I saw it. I really liked 1. 4 through 7 are very solid action movies. Unrealistic, very solid action movies. 8 is where they start dropping off. Right after Paul Walker passed away.
Yeah.
And because 7 was the one where it's kind of mixed with him and his brothers filling in and everything.
Like him driving on the...
Yeah. Oh, I hate that scene. Yeah. Like, I don't care who you are. When you watch that scene, it is sad.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because it's like, it's too realistic.
Yeah.
It's like, this is too much. Like, they're playing the song and everything. I was like, this is too much. Talking about Dom and Brian O'Connor.
Yeah.
Which that was what was his? Anyway, doesn't matter. But, all right. So we have our top 5 there. So what was it again? It was 1.
Action, Harry Potter, Transformers 2,
Boom.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Mission Impossible, Fast 5.
All movies with sequels.
Yes.
All movies with sequels. Yeah.
Not to retread over 2011 stuff, but just talking about franchises, IP. 4 other movies that weren't on either of those lists.
Yeah, bring it.
This year, Captain America.
Yeah.
The first Captain America.
The first Avenger, yeah.
Yeah. Thor.
Uh-huh.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
X-Men First Class.
Yeah, makes sense. X-Men First Class is so good.
Those, yeah, I know.
Green Lantern, not so much.
terrible.
Yeah.
X-Men First Class is
it's a good one.
I love that, and Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah. No, Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past.
Days of Future Past is really good.
Apocalypse is terrible.
Yeah. I still enjoyed it.
Comparatively.
Yes, comparative, yes. Dark Phoenix was terrible. This one came out in like 19.
I didn't make it through that. That was a quit for me.
I should have quit on it, but I was such an X-Men fan from being a kid that I was like, oh, I'll finish it. But so this movie directed by a guy by the name of Rupert Wyatt. Don't know much about Rupert. I've only seen this and The Gambler. Those are the only 2 movies I've seen of his. The people I wanted to mention, though, more so than the director, Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver. They were the co-writers of this movie. And they are married. They've been married since 89. And because I didn't realize that until I was looking at both of the writers. And listen to these movies they've done. So these 90s ones you probably not, but Eye for an Eye and Relic were in the 90s. They wrote Jurassic World, In the Heart of the Sea, Avatar, The Way of Water and Fire and Ash, and the 2018 Mulan. Like, they wrote all of those. And they wrote them together. Because I started noticing, I'm like, man, these 2 work together a lot. And then I went back and looked like, oh, they're married. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Then we got our guy, James Franco, as Will. In 2011 alone.
Your guy, James Franco.
Yeah. Former. But the 2011 alone, he did Your Highness, Broken Tower, Green Hornet, this, and some episodes of General Hospital. Like, busy year for the guy. And this was obviously by far the best movie that he released that year. But this was during a time when he was pumping out like 4 to 6 movies a year.
He was very in demand coming off of Spider-Man 3 a few years before, but like, kind of at the height of his. Yeah.
Great bad guy face. And we'll get to that. Like, especially in Spider-Man 3, like there was something about some of the faces he would make where I was like, this guy's a good villain.
Like a sniveling, little punk kind of,
Yes. And then we mentioned him already. Andy Serkis as Caesar. King of CGI. Like, he's the king of that motion capture world.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's anybody that would even say that they were in competition. Like, he's the Michael Jordan of mocap.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, Lord of the Rings. Listen to it. Like, if you're a nerd, if you're a movie nerd, and you're growing up and you want to be in all these franchises, these are all the franchises he has been in. He's been in Lord of the Rings. He was King Kong in King Kong. He's been in Marvel because he was Claw in Ultron and in Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in Star Wars. And he's been in Batman. Like, that's all. Like, if you were at a Comic-Con and you're listing out your credits, I think he's got more franchises than anyone that he's appeared in.
You said Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars.
Well, he's been in 2 Star Wars things, too.
What were the 2?
Andor.
Okay, there we go.
Have you seen season 1 of Andor?
I didn't finish it.
He's great.
Is he? Okay.
He's
I need
really,
to finish
really
that.
good.
Yeah, I need to go back. I started to where I watched like 3 movies. I watched the same movie 3 times a week, so it's kind of slowed down all of my movies.
Yeah, you don't get to watch much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last, like, Andor, I think it's 12 episodes in the first season. It's like, there's like 4 sections of 3 episodes.
Yeah.
He's in one, he's in jail.
Gotcha.
Doing it, and he's kind of like the leader, and he's so good in it.
The show was such a slow burn. It was good, but it was like, I watched, I think, the first 4 or 5, and I tried it twice.
Yeah.
And just kept losing interest.
The end of that show is the one that is like not like sad crying, but like how it ends and like the music's playing and you're like, am I like tearing up? Like you like can feel your heart pumping.
Yeah.
Sorry, not to get distracted. He's really good in that though. He's very good.
No, you're good. I'll have to check that one out. Frida Pinto. I don't know if that's how you say her name. Frida. Her breakout was in Slumdog Millionaire. She had this, and then there was a movie called The Immortals in 2011. Those were the last things that I saw her. It's like, I don't remember much of her after this. I don't think I've seen a movie or a show that she's been in after this movie.
Crazy.
It is, because you would have thought, like, at that point, like, she's at least going to be a great supporting actor for years. Obviously, our guy John Lithgow as Charles the dad. We talked about him a lot in the Shrek episode. But in case you're new to him, like, some of the things I know him the most from. What about you? What are the things you think of when you think of Lithgow?
I guess Third Rock from the Sun is maybe the first thing I've seen him. He's the only American that's allowed to be British because he's going to be Dumbledore in the new Harry Potter.
He's got a big part coming up.
And he is Winston Churchill in The Crown. He's really good in that.
Yeah.
I saw him, not a recommendation for listeners. But he is really good in the show Dexter.
Okay. Did he play his dad or something? No.
He's a serial killer.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's great in that. I feel like I've seen him in a million things, but I can't.
Yeah, he's one of those. Like he's so funny in Daddy's Home too.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so funny. So funny. And then obviously the first Shrek. He's great as Lord Farquaad.
He plays a killer. Is it a John Travolta movie in like the 70s I watched? Like Blowout or something.
He may have been.
He plays a serial killer.
I could
a
see
killer
that.
in.
He was the bad guy in Cliffhanger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it is. And had a weird accent.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that till you were just saying that about the Travolta movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was in Cliffhanger, Footloose. He was the dad in Footloose, like the one that did not want them to dance.
He's also in a show with Jeff Bridges that came out on FX, The Old Man.
Yeah.
And he and Jeff Bridges are so good, kind of playing against each other.
That was actually what I thought some of the best acting I've ever seen from him.
Yeah.
Like, he was so good on that show.
And Jeff Bridges, too. They're both killing it.
Yes. Yeah, that was good. Good call. Good call. I don't know how to say this guy's name, but he was really good in this. David Oyelowo?
I think it's a Yellowo.
A Yellowo? That looks right. A Yellowo. Yeah. He was Jacobs. The reason I wanted to mention him, he was in The Help. He was in Lincoln, Jack Reacher, Selma, all around this time.
Selma's
I still haven't seen that one either.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
I feel like he does a good. I think he's British. He's doing his like natural accent in this, but he does.
There was a few times we've talked about this where some of the British guys, you can sometimes tell like they're over enunciating this word. There's a few times where I could tell like this guy's British.
Yeah. Yeah, which I mean he is British in this.
Right.
I'm a big accent guy too.
Right.
If people are trying to play Americans and they're British.
Yeah, it wasn't this. It was Jack Reacher.
I'm on.
That I watched. Yes, the Tom Cruise Jack Reacher that I watched him in, and I could tell like this guy's over saying some word. It wasn't this. I'm sorry.
I am I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I am a high alert guy for British people playing Americans if they don't have good accents, and Southern accents infuriate me too when British people do Southern accents and they just do the dumbest redneck one they've ever heard.
Yeah. I do declare.
Accent. Yeah. There's on the show Reacher.
Still haven't watched that.
The first season is set in a small town in Georgia, and they're all British, and it's ridiculous
stuff.
Yeah.
Rounding out the cast, we had Brian Cox as John Landon. Great bad guy. Like, did you know he was the original Hannibal? It was a movie called like Red Dragon from the early 80s, and so creepy in that movie. Like I saw it years ago. And then obviously Anthony Hopkins took the part and ran with it.
Yeah.
But then he was also the bad guy in Bourne. He was a bad guy in some of the X-Men movies. Like
Stryker.
Yeah, he's almost nothing but bad guys. Like every time he shows up.
And you probably haven't watched Succession, but
I've heard.
He's he's great now.
Yeah, is he the bad guy in that, or just like a jerk?
Yes.
Okay.
He's he essentially owns what is like, it's very political, but like Fox News.
Okay.
And Hollywood made it so they portray him as the worst person ever.
That makes sense.
He's also super mean and not mean. He's super honest in real life, like in interviews. If you ever heard stuff, he'll just be like, "This guy's a joke."
No.
I feel like he's just like an old like British man who like you just say whatever you're thinking.
He also does the McDonald's, the ba-da-bum-bum-bum. That's him.
Yes.
Like he does.
Oh yeah.
Because I remember one day hearing that and I was like, that sounds like Brian Cox. Like this is weird.
I feel like he'll take money. People are trying to pay him money to do something. He'll be like, sure.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to.
Like he presents himself, like if you watch Succession, it's supposed to be like these actors, like these high class actors, and he's like, no, I'll do a McDonald's commercial.
Yes. Well, I think the intro to him in this movie I love. Like nothing says villain like showing up at the prison. Like he's the first person you see when they show up. we're not calling it the ape sanctuary. It's the prison.
Yeah.
So when they show up at the prison and he's out there just calmly having his coffee.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know if you remember that. Like, he's just out there, give him time. You know, he's like, tell him, give him time while he's drinking his coffee.
He's kind of interesting, which I feel like these are like distinguishing things between like big time like actors and, you know, thespians and regular people who are just acting, is that like he doesn't play that as like a purely evil person. Like, no. I'm sure I've got some thoughts.
Very humanistic.
I've got some thoughts on Tom Felton, Draco Malfoy.
So we're getting to next,
Yeah, but those are just like bad guys. But he's like, I don't think he really does anything in this movie that is purely just like, I'm just a bad person, so I'm going to treat people badly. Yeah. He's clearly doesn't have super high moral standards, but he's not like evil for the sake of being evil. Where
well, so Tom Felton plays Dodge Landon. What a setup and a spike. Draco himself, right? Like, he just said, you know what, I'm just going to take my Draco Malfoy and I'm going to Americanize it and go straight into being a villain again. Like, he is over the top villain. Like, wants to be mean.
Can I give you a preview of an award? Not a preview, just one early award.
This is your podcast.
One early award. This is he gets the always a bridesmaid, never the bride,
100%.
Always the bad guy award, or they're just like, hey, do you want to come? And he's like, I'm playing like the worst possible person you can imagine, right? And they're like, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're gonna be a good guy?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like, look at your face, Tom.
Yeah.
You've got a bad guy face, unfortunately. Yeah. And so, one thing I read, speaking of that, was, what's the guy that plays Ron Weasley? What's his name? Rupert Grint. I think he came to the premiere of this wearing like a I Love Tom shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
Probably in support of his guy that's always a bad guy.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard people really like him too.
He's probably the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah.
He just has that look. I think he can put on that look. I don't know that he has that natural look. I think he can put on that look of like, I'm mean.
Yes.
Last cast member I wanted to mention, and this is not a name that's like a household name, and I think it's Karen Knoval, Konoval. She played the county clerk. Not somebody that you would be like, remember that actor? So the reason I bring her up, though, she also plays Maurice, the orangutan. And the thing that's cool about that, she plays Maurice in all three of these. So I wanted to give her some credit here, because most people would see that part, the one that's telling Will, like, you're lucky they didn't put that ape down. Like, whenever she says that, that's the person that plays Maurice. You would never know what her face looks like. Yeah. She's in the movie in the next two. Wanted to give her some credit.
Yeah.
All right. So, what works to you about this movie? What makes this movie a 7.6 on the IMDb radar? 15th anniversary of this movie, by the way, is this year. No.
I feel like they just do a good job of not just like, it's easy for these kind of movies to just be apes are taking over the world. Like, what if they were really going to be in charge of humans, of actually, you know, giving it some heart of like, he created this because his dad has Alzheimer's and he's trying to cure his dad, and he ends up loving this thing, and then like subtly doing a good job of making you like, I don't know about you, I'm not a huge like, we need to be treating all these animals better person, but to make you be like, man, Caesar at a point, like, if I were him, I'd be killing all these people.
Yeah. And Caesar was kind of like Batman. He was like, don't kill anybody.
Yeah, and he doesn't. Yeah, that's the thing, is that's why it makes you love an ape. And part of it is like the Andy Serkis of like focusing on their faces and their eyes and seeing like how well that comes across, of like when he gets his feelings hurt and when he's, you know, when he's sad. And it never takes you out, because like the CGI is so good too.
So Tia asked me when we were watching it this week. I should probably enunciate that better. Tia asked me when we were watching that this week. You know, the opening scene when they're chasing all the apes, and which mirrors a scene from the 60s. Like, there's a 60s scene where they land and they're chasing apes are on horses chasing all the humans. So it's like a opposite of that. But she asked me, she was like, are these real apes here, or are these, you know, CGI? And I was like, honestly, I don't know. Every ape in this, CGI, fully CGI.
Yeah.
But the fact that she had to ask that question from a movie that's 15 years old.
Yeah.
Like, this was even more impressive 15 years ago than it is now.
Yeah.
Because there are little things you can kind of spot if you're really looking for it. Most notably, there was a scene, because I watched the behind the scenes of it, when Will and what was his girlfriend's name?
I don't even know her name. I was thinking about that.
Okay. We need to look that one up. So Will and his girlfriend, the vet, they were having their picnic in the Muirwoods. When they were having their picnic, and Will and Caesar kind of put their heads against each other. So first glance of that, it looks amazing. After you see the behind the scenes of like Andy Serkis and James Franco doing that, and then you see how they have to kind of fill it in. So Franco's having to do double acting.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things that works about this movie is, love him or not, or dislike him or not,
Yeah.
Franco can act.
Yeah.
And so he's having to do like double acting. He has to act with Serkis as Caesar, and then he has to act without him there. He has to do almost like miming, like pretending like he's there, or use little statues like when they were sitting on the steps. And that's hard to do. And so he made it believable. Franco did. And anybody that had scenes with him did. Like, we talked about, what's his name, Tom Felt, and everybody that's in this does really well with their acting.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting to watch that scene in particular, though, the picnic scene. You can kind of see where they're kind of angling the camera and stuff, where you don't see his hand go around, because his hand's not gripping anything. It's just kind of laid there.
Sure.
But it was really cool to watch. Really cool to watch.
His girlfriend's name's Caroline.
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Once I heard it, I remember his dad, John Lithgow, calling her by name. But I think that might only be once.
I don't think they say it very much.
No.
They don't have to. She's really not in it that much.
No.
She probably has like 10 minutes of screen time total.
That's true.
Yeah. And gets no ending. Like, she acts like she's going to run off of the bridge.
It for her.
And that's the last time I actually paid attention yesterday. I was like, when do they show her last in this?
Yeah.
And that's it. She doesn't go to the woods with Will.
No.
The final scene is between Will and Caesar, which is the way it should be. The final scene between Will and Caesar.
Caesar is home.
I love that. No. I love, another thing to me that works about this is it was a long setup, even though it doesn't feel like a long setup. Like I said, it was 30 something minutes before we get to prison. But from there on is where the movie really starts.
Yeah.
But the setup part worked. Like, it was a setup with a delivery that really delivered.
Yeah.
Because, spoiler alert, when we get to like the favorite scenes competition, all those scenes come after prison for me.
Yeah.
For me. You may have some that you throw in there that came before, but all of them happen after that.
Yeah.
I love that it's, we talked about this with Pixar, that, the first Finding Nemo was mainly about Marlin. The Finding Dory was obviously about Dory, how they switched the main characters. Monsters, the first one, Sully was the main character. The second one, Mike was the main character.
Yeah.
They kind of do this halfway through the movie in this one. Like, I feel like Will is the main character for the first 35 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, again, right when we get, you're going to hear me say that a bunch of times. Right when we get to prison, it completely switches the main character. It kind of goes from like Will's the main character to this is kind of co-movie, like they're kind of co-stars. And then now it's Caesar's movie, and we're going to show Will every once in a while to fill in plot points.
Yeah.
But I loved Caesar's like inner turmoil. Like, again, the acting was so good. Like, all the things he's feeling, as far as at first he just wants to go home. And then the heartbreaking scene of Will coming in there and saying, I can't take you, and him running back there and erasing the fake window that he had drawn.
Yeah.
And then the scene of Will going in there to get him, and Caesar shuts the door on him.
Yeah.
Like, all of that is so well paced and well storied out that those are things that just make these movies not what you and I would consider like silly 60s and 70s Planet of the Apes movies. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just a few notes on the like nods to the original. I wanted to mention that. Like we said, the opening chimpanzee hunt, kind of mirrors the first 60s movie. Charlton Heston actually had a little part in this. I don't know if you spot it. So this was his 5th appearance in any of the Planet of the Apes movies. He was obviously in the 68 movie, 70 and 71. He had a cameo in the Tim Burton one that we mentioned. And he's on the TV in a different movie. It's not one of the Planet of the Apes. I wish they would have just went ahead and leaned into it and made it one of the Planet of the Apes movies, like some kind of footage. But it was a different movie that Heston. But that was a nod to Heston, obviously. Tom Felton's character Dodge Landon referenced two of the original astronauts, which were named Dodge and Landon from the original. The Bright Eyes nickname for Caesar was a reference to what they called Charlton Heston. That's what the Apes called Charlton Heston in the first one. Was Bright Eyes. Because in the first one, he couldn't talk. Like, he had this weird collar thing on and he couldn't talk. Yeah. So they just thought, the humans were dumb and couldn't speak. The coolest ones, though, so in the news headline, it shows Icarus is the first craft headed to Mars. And that was a popular fan theory name for Taylor's craft, which was Heston's craft in the original one. And then later on in the movie, we see that the spacecraft and the astronauts have disappeared. I don't know if you noticed that in the newspaper. And a lot of this was thought at the time, like when the movie first came out, that was going to be a sequel for an Easter egg, that astronauts were going to go and disappear. Or that goes to what you were saying at the beginning, that it kind of ties those movies together where maybe this is in the same universe. And the 60s movies, don't let your brain fry here, but the 60s movies actually happened after this.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's like in the future and say it got lost in space and they come back 50, 100 years later.
And then just a few more. Two of Tom Felton's lines. It's a madhouse. It's a madhouse. Like that was a famous line. And then the one that everybody knows is, take your stinking paws off me, you dirty ape. Yeah. Like that line. And then there was a couple more that were really cool. The human police on horses is just like the apes being on horses in the originals. And then Caesar playing with the Statue of Liberty was a nod to, when they get back in the original, Statue of Liberty head is like right there on the beach. Yeah. But anyway.
That's like what reveals in the original that they're actually on Earth.
Yes.
You don't know they're on Earth.
Right. So VidAngel. Could have used some VidAngel for this movie. Could have used a little bit of filtering. Not a ton. Had a few GDs in there that I could have cut out. And so most people that would listen to this know, but if you haven't, if it's your first time listening, we are an affiliate of VidAngel. You can go to their website and sign up, and you get 30 days free if you use our promo code. It is MoviePick1215. So it's MoviePick1215. And like I said, it gets you 30 free days instead of 7. One of the things I like about it is it puts Netflix, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Apple, and Prime all in one app. So I would pay $10 a month just to have them in the same app.
Huge.
Yes. Much less the fact that I like to, it lets you filter any kind of adult scenes, any kind of language that you don't want to hear, anything that you don't want to see or hear. Like you can filter out somebody calling someone a jerk. Like whatever you want to filter out and however particular you want to be, you can be.
If I'm listening to this podcast, is there a way I can filter out you saying that, using that word?
Sorry. Yeah. Somebody's like, my kid just heard that. Yeah. If you're listening to this podcast,
we
sorry.
used to be big fans, David.
Yeah. All right. So some trivia about this movie. You got any trivia off the top of your head?
I don't really have any for this. Shockingly.
I got just a few for you.
I looked at some, but none of them. I feel like I saw a ton of like so-and-so was considered for this cast, and all of them, I feel like so many of them I don't believe were true. It was like huge Academy Award-winning actors as like the third ape in this movie.
Who was that? Can you think of one off the top of your head?
One that was like Jeremy Irons was one, and maybe like Kate Blanchett or Kate Winslet.
Oh wow!
It was like those people. I'm like, no, Jeremy Irons was never going to be.
That's funny. That's funny. So I did see a few people that were considered, and one of these I really can't think of much of his work. I know his face. These were guys that were considered for John Lithgow's part of Charles. Christopher Walken. I could easily see that. I think he would have played it completely differently. Like there would have been like is this guy a bad guy? Kind of thought. A guy named Tim Conway. Do you know him? He was, again, he's one of those, if you see his face, seems like he was a little bit older than these guys at that time. He was on Yes Dear as like the dad.
I don't know if I do know him.
Yeah, and then Robert Englund, Freddy Krueger himself, like the original Freddy. They were all three considered apparently. Now, sometimes you read those things and it's like, there's no truth to that.
Yeah.
Lithgow really did play the piano in the post-medicine scene.
I saw that.
The only scene that Serkis didn't do for Caesar was the baby Caesar scenes, which makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I think they used like a real baby for the movements of that and everything.
I do have a piece of trivia. I saw that Andy Serkis improvised the scene where Caesar won't get in the back of the Jeep.
Is that not cool?
Yeah, and he gets in that because that was a
pivotal scene. Actually,
yeah, it's it kind of is what turns everything and gets Caesar.
Yeah,
get his mind thinking.
Yeah, because the scene that Landon's talking about is, Will has decided to take him out to the Muir Woods. Which here's a question on that. So Caesar's starting to grow up, and Caroline tells Will like, well, you're going to have to give him some freedom or something like that, something to that effect. And he's like, I know of a place. It's called the Muir Woods. They live in San Francisco. The people that live here know what the Muir Woods are.
Katie and I talked about this.
Okay.
While we were watching it, that exact thing.
Okay.
I said, he's acting like you're not going to believe I found this secret spot.
That's what I mean.
And then Katie was kind of not paying attention. She goes, oh, the Muir Woods.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, we've never been there. We don't know anything. He was like, it's this gigantic forest across the bridge that everybody goes to.
And he's acting like this hidden little gem that he knows about.
Yes.
I wonder if that was a James Franco way of saying the line. Like maybe he truly had no idea what the Muir Woods were. But I just thought that was fun. I had to mention that.
Yes.
I'm even wearing a T-shirt right now.
Yes.
But that was funny to me that he was like, let's go out there. But that scene, so the scene that Landon's referencing, he had grown up going out there, learning how to swing, learning how to do all the chimp things that he wanted to do, right? And get out like his energy and everything. And then they walk by a family that has a German Shepherd on a leash. And, the lady's kind of freaked out, and which rightfully so, I would be too. And Caesar notices that he's on a leash and that the dog's on a leash. And he's noticing when they get back that Will is wanting to put him in the back of the SUV, not like sitting in a normal seat in the car like they are. And how Serkis decided to do that and the director didn't think of it already. Because the very next scene is like Caesar asking, who or what am I? And then Will explaining to him how he came about, how he adopted him, like the whole process of where his life came from, where his mom was, and that his mom had died, and all the medicine that was in him, everything. Mm-hmm. That was such a hugely pivotal scene of him getting in the car instead of getting in a normal seat instead of getting in the back.
Yeah.
That, bravo, Andy.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, bravo, Andy. I had that written down, but good job. Good job. The Golden Gate Bridge set was like over 400 feet and was the largest set constructed at the time. I don't know if it's been beat since then, but at that moment in time, it was the largest ever constructed. And then last little thing, it's a blink and you miss it. Franklin, the guy that, his friend that gets sick first, like
the actual keeper.
Yes.
That works at the lab.
Yes. I guess he'd be patient zero. Would that be? Yeah. So when the lady knocks and goes into his apartment, there's a Smashing Pumpkins poster hanging there. Did you see anything about this?
Mm-mm.
So Smashing Pumpkins in 1996 on their tour, they used a clip from the 68 Planet of the Apes as like part of like their in-between songs kind of thing. And even some of their, and you can buy these on eBay, even some of their 1996 backstage passes had like Planet of the Apes characters on them.
Oh.
So it was a little nod to them being fans.
It's interesting.
I know. That was if I had not, I saw that on some kind of video I watched this week. If I had not seen that, I would have never noticed that he had a framed, and now you'll see it, but in his hallway, before she sees his dead body laying there, in his hallway, there's a framed Smashing Pumpkins poster. Thought that was pretty cool. All right. I think you have some awards for us.
I do.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm ready for them.
Award number 1.
Here we go.
Is the Stereotype of the Year award, which goes to, I don't know if this is necessarily 2011 or like old, and I feel like it's nerds making movies that got bullied when they were
Okay.
younger. They just do the neighbor who's like supposed to just be over the top masculine. Like he comes out wearing. They're like, what would a guy who yells at his neighbor be wearing? And he's wearing a cutoff
Not
shirt
sleeves.
with like number on it, a sweatband on his wrist, and
Yeah.
he's got a bat, and he's like
Yeah.
wearing like gym shorts and
Yeah.
stuff. And they're
A guy like that does not wear sleeves.
yeah, like every scene of this guy, he's just being like macho, over the top, screaming at people.
So I'm glad you mentioned the neighbor. Was he justified in his anger, though?
David, that's my next award.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
It's
Go
the
ahead.
Wait, we're the bad guys award, which goes to Will and his dad being shocked and offended that people are like, oh my goodness, is that a chimpanzee? Or the
Yeah.
neighbor finding a chimp in his garage who's like stealing his stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like they are, like he was right to go out there with a bat to be like, if there was like his children are out there.
Sure.
So to go out there and to be
my
mad at
thoughts.
them, and
Yeah.
John Lithgow's getting mad at him like, he didn't mean any harm. How dare you be mad? I'm like, what's going on here? You can't just be having chimps around.
So I'm in sales. You know this about me. Somebody that may be listening does not know that. So I'm in sales, and everything is about point of view. Everything is. Everything's about perspective and point of view. If you bring value, someone sees the value in it, and it's a good perspective for them. And this is that same way. If I'm a dad, I mean, I am a dad, but if I look outside and my daughter's out there and there's a chimp out there with her, I'm running out there too. And I'm not like, hey, is this guy friendly?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And if your neighbor was putting your kids in danger having one in his house.
Yes. Like I'm at least like alert on that. I'm not
Yeah.
running out there like, well, look at that. Find a banana, somebody. Like I'm not, excited that it's right next to my daughter like that.
Yeah.
Now, once I find out it's friendly, then sure, maybe I'm good to go. But in that first moment, I'm coming out there just like he was. Second scene for him was when Charles gets out there to drive his car.
Yeah.
Now, did he overreact?
With a guy with Alzheimer's being like,
Yeah.
just berating him and beating him up.
Now, here's my question. Did he know he had Alzheimer's?
Yeah, I thought about that.
Yeah. If he knows, he's a jerk. If he doesn't know, again, justified.
Well, not justified though, because I mean the guy's it's supposed to be in his like 70s. Like he's not.
Yeah, I'm not
You're
saying you
probably
go out
not
there and attack the guy.
You're probably not
Yeah.
screaming like
Yeah.
that at someone.
He was over the top about it, but I understood him being frustrated.
Let me give you some pushback
go ahead,
here.
go ahead,
When
go
you
ahead.
were like, if you find out the chimp is friendly or something,
Yeah.
here's a PSA to you
Sure.
or anyone else who has a chimp in their house. I'm
Sure.
calling the police on you. I don't care if you're like, this is the friendliest animal in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fair.
It's crazy.
But
to
is
do
it
that.
because you've watched this or
No.
just in general?
Dave,
Yeah.
chimps rip people's face, literally rip their faces off.
No.
They are bad news. There's
No.
so many stories of people who had chimps in their entire life have been like non-violent, and then one
Really?
day they just go insane.
Did not know this.
Don't mess around. Don't get a
I'm not.
pet
I wasn't
chimpanzee.
planning.
Don't do it.
I wasn't planning on getting a chimp.
Well, don't.
But if I ever did, it would 100% be named Caesar.
Yeah. Well, and you're getting in trouble. It's getting taken away because you better hide it from me.
Yeah.
My parents, anybody. I'm calling the police. That's
Fair enough.
crazy.
Fair enough.
And-
That's
and-
your PSA.
And for them to be like, it's like after he attacks that guy, it has all those people standing around. The movie wants you to judge those people, being like, how dare they
yeah.
be, scared of Caesar and mean to him and being like that. I'm like, what are we talking about here?
No,
guys?
I'm
those
with you there.
people
I'm with you.
are
Yeah.
completely in the right.
Well, like the lady that was walking her dog at the Muirwoods is like, is that a chimp? I'd be freaked out too.
Yeah. Every person's in the right. That guy's their neighbor's a crazy person.
Yeah, he's crazy.
obviously.
Well, I mean, he can't wear sleeves.
Yeah.
Like those guns
And-
cannot be contained.
And he confronts Franklin too. It's like he's also the guy that watches his house constantly. If there's
Oh,
someone knocking on his neighbor's house, like, what are you doing here?
yeah. Yeah. He's sitting there like with the two fingers, the blinds are open constantly.
Yeah.
Constantly. He does not watch any TV. He is working out with the window open,
Yes.
probably on the aerobics ball. Like not with actual weights.
Yeah.
But he wants to look sweaty every time he has to run out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what else you got? What else you got? I love this.
That was my second one.
Okay.
I told you the Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
The
such a
last
good
one is one of the things we talked about already. It's this was also a Katie. She gave me a suggestion. Now she likes to be like,
She
you
always
gotta
does.
say this.
She always does.
You
She does
just
such a good job with it.
it's the you just don't get me dad / teenage angst
Yeah.
award, and
Yeah.
that's Caesar being like a moody teenager, and he was
Sure.
like, am I just a pet to you?
Yeah.
You know, where
Yes.
he's getting get his feelings hurt and gets mad and kind of starts brooding a little bit and won't eat his food.
So I
You know,
didn't.
once he explains it
Yes.
to him.
I didn't understand the pushback from Caroline when she found out where Caesar came from. Am I wrong?
That's one of my questions. Because that's supposed to be 5 years later. They've been dating.
Yeah.
I don't think they're not married, are they?
I don't think so.
They're together for 5 years,
Yes.
and she's hasn't been like, hey, this isn't just like a chimp. This is a genius. And maybe she never knew or never heard anything that his dad had Alzheimer's, but she's just like shocked. She's not like, how did you come to acquire a chimp?
Yeah,
She's
that's
not
what
asking
I mean.
any questions.
She acted like the whole day was news to her.
Yeah.
She's like, wait, what? And even like, here's the other thing I didn't understand about that. And this was in my question. So you led me right into.
Oh.
So I didn't fully understand why Caesar was angry, because Will took care of him and loved him, like truly did. Did he maybe feel used?
I don't know if he's necessarily that. I don't know if he's angry at him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's kind of pouting, but I think he is.
Teenager? Is that where we're going? Yeah.
He had just never thought about where did he come from,
Sure.
and he's real. I feel like it's a more of a sadness that he's realizing that he doesn't belong in the world. Like, I think it's supposed to be like up until that point, because he asked, "What is Caesar?" Like he thought he was a human,
Right. Well, he was wearing clothes.
essentially. So
Yeah.
he's just realizing that like people are not going to accept me, and I
Sure.
don't belong
Okay.
in this world, and these aren't my people, and my actual mom died, and doesn't have a father, and
Yeah.
you know, I feel like it's that's all hitting him at once, or he's realizing that.
That's why we sit down and do these things, so I can understand what's
Yeah.
going on. Like, so sometimes I still don't understand why she was angry, but I can see now where Caesar was coming from, because she seemed angry in the moment. And maybe it's just that he didn't tell her.
Yeah, and she could be angry, and this is one of my questions of, was Caesar angry that he was, and you would think this would have come up,
No.
that he had this like cure that he used it on his dad without it being tested, it could have killed his dad, or that he was testing chimps too. Like
Sure.
he was part of that. And I'm like,
Sure.
did Caesar
Okay.
ever realize that, to be like,
Yeah.
my dad is, because when you think about it, I know like Franklin supposedly loves chimps, but it doesn't present Will's character as really caring about the animals at all. He
Sure.
just cares about that, where he's like,
Sure.
you are kind of holding these Caesar's brothers captive
Good call.
and testing stuff on them
Yeah.
that could kill them.
Yeah. Good call. Good call. That's why, again, that's why we talk these things out. I'm asking questions, not saying I know the answer. Some of these I'm
Yeah.
like, what is the answer here? I like this. You've enlightened me. Here's a harder hitting question. How hard would it be to shop for clothes for Caesar? Like, if you look at that arm length, like that is a hard shirt to find, because like he's a tough fit. He wears his pants really low. Like the pants would be like maybe 10 inches long on the outseam.
40, 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting there looking at him like, this would be like the most impossible, because he was wearing like a t-shirt and jeans,
Maybe Will took up sewing,
possibly.
made his own clothes.
Here's another question for you. Does Will ever go grocery shopping? Because I notice every time they open the fridge, unless that's just like the science fridge only, there's never any food in there. Like every time. One time there was like an empty glassware looking thing. There was like 2 beer bottles and Alzheimer's medicine. And that's it.
I think that's his medicine / beer fridge.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like there was like the next time that Caesar opened, when Caesar came and got the Genesis medicine. Is it Genesis or Gensis?
I think it's Genesis.
Genesis. It sounded like one time they pronounced it Genesis. That's why I was like, wait, is it Genesis? But anyway, when Caesar came to get the medicine that night, it looked like there was some A1 sauce in there. Like that was the only thing that was added to the fridge. You would have thought after he had the girlfriend, there would have been things like added in the fridge. There was still nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a few more awards.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I got a few.
I'm sorry. Get to
That's
it.
okay.
Get to
It's
it.
okay.
I like your awards better. Go.
One we might talk about this
I'm ready.
later.
Okay.
Hit on it again. This is the bet you wish you could have had that one back award, and that's Will for inventing a virus that would eventually wipe out almost all of humanity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he would have didn't help his dad. The first one did, but AL13 or whatever, ALZ
Yeah.
13.
Yeah. LZ 112 maybe?
AZ, yeah, 13 was the one that did it. Didn't help his dad. His dad died.
Didn't it help him for like 5 years though?
No, the 12 did. The reason what kills the virus that eventually starts killing everyone is 12 stops working. It's the scene where Caesar finds out, and then Charles is trying to cut his
steak with his
steak
fork.
and he on the with the back side of it, and he can't. So then Will's like, this isn't working anymore.
That's right.
I've got to develop something better.
Yeah.
The 13 is what makes the apes brilliant.
That's right. Yeah.
Kills humans, so it doesn't help his dad at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it
Bad job, Will.
eliminates them.
Yeah. Bad job by Will.
So I bet he wish he could have had that one back.
Redo.
I also have the not getting a second date award.
Yeah.
And that goes to Dodge and his friend for like have some pretty girls going out in the town. Let me take you back to the ape prison.
Yeah.
Where I treat all these animals horribly. I bet this will impress you. They didn't seem like they were like
they seemed scared
up on that. Yeah.
I had a lot of thoughts on that too. And the scene you're referencing is when Tom Felton, Draco himself, and his buddy bring the girls on a date. They're on a double date. And they bring the girls to his workplace. And his workplace is a place that's filled with monkey poo.
Yeah.
And sure, I mean, maybe there's a little bit of curiosity to see an ape sanctuary, but he knows what it looks like. And it looks like a prison in there. Now, if it had been like during the day when they're out there, like in their like habitat area where they can hang out and swing out, that's different. But at this point in time, you're just bringing them to look at really sad chimps and apes, and like it was sad. And I was like, you don't have any other imagination than to take these girls anywhere but here.
Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah.
Also, a side note that I thought about a bunch, because like when they're experimenting on all of them in the lab and when they're there, like people are way too casual.
Sure.
It's like I warned you before. Again, do not get a pet chimpanzee. Don't do it, Dave. I can see
you're really
I can see it in your eyes.
Don't worry.
They mess people up bad, and people are just way too cavalier about walking around and getting close to their cages and having like. If I was around, I know there's only one gorilla in this, but like those things, you need to be terrified. You need to be very cautious. And aware. It's like, have you ever seen the videos of like if a gorilla's loose or one of like those keepers falls, you know, like in a zoo, like in the enclosure? Those people who are like, they're the people that love these animals the most are like getting out of there in a hurry.
Okay, I need to watch these. I need to watch some of these things.
There's a few of them out there.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would never walk up to a gorilla or a chimp. Don't get me wrong.
Don't do it.
But now you've definitely given me, like, I'm going to be looking twice when I go to my car today.
It's like Caroline says, I'm scared. She's scared of them too, and she says it's appropriate to be scared.
Yes.
And she was right.
Yeah. You took that to heart.
Yes.
You walk out to your car every day looking around.
There's a documentary about a chimp and his owner.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it's called.
Okay.
I wouldn't even recommend it. It's tough.
It's too scary.
My last award,
here we go,
Dave, is the Hollywood tells us capitalism is bad award. I feel like this is one of the weakest parts of it.
Yeah.
And it's also just so hypocritical. It's the biggest capitalists in the world telling you this is bad, but just the characters that's like, there's no nuance where it's like, well, this medicine is good, but do you know what's better than medicine? Money. Or
talking about Jacobs.
He's like, Will, like, you know, just there's no subtlety, there's nothing else. He's like, this is gonna help the world. He's like, you know what else is gonna do, Will? Make us money.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. And I love like you said, that they have to overtly let us know this is a bad guy.
Yes.
It's a bad guy.
And that's what people want to do. It's like just like over the top. Where most people have enough awareness to act like they care that it's going to help humanity. Just being like, I love money. Money is the best. That's all I care about is money.
Will, did you say money? Did you say? Oh, you said medicine. Sorry, I thought you said money because I like money.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. Couple more questions. Why do characters do this? Okay, so Will goes to see Jacobs in the elevator, talking about the medicine that's been working for his dad. And he's like chasing down Jacobs. And then once Jacobs shows interest in what Will is saying, Will starts walking away from Jacobs. And Jacobs has to chase Will down. That's another movie trope. Like you talk about the money being, the money being the bad guy, or like the guy being over the top about the love of money. Like this was another one. Like, why would you chase him down and then leave him when he's wanting to talk to you about what you came to talk to him about?
Yeah.
Because 90% of the time, if you did that in real life, if you're Will, you're walking down that hallway and you turn around and the guy's not there.
Yeah.
like you're wanting him to come talk to you and you're like, oh wait, hey, let me get back with you. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to walk away there. And then here's my last question before we get to some competitions. How much money do you think Will bribed Mr. Landon, the prison ward, we'll just call him the prison ward, to get Caesar back? And do you take the money back after a botched purchase? Because
Caesar didn't go like, hey.
Do you just walk back into the office like, well, I have a receipt here? Or is that like money gone?
He's not giving him that money back.
Money's gone.
Yeah.
How much do you think it was?
It didn't it like come open? It looked like there were 20s in there.
I don't think it would have taken much.
It didn't seem like a ton. Which also made me question, why wasn't that the first thing that he did?
Yeah. Yeah, that should have been his first move.
Because the guy it didn't take pretty much any convincing or that much money,
Yeah.
And Will let him sit there for a long time.
Yeah, because the Landon was like, this isn't the right move, but okay. And then just puts his newspaper over the money.
Yeah.
He really didn't care that much about what was right or wrong.
No.
But again, it wasn't overtly. It wasn't in your face like Tom Felton or, our guy Jacobs.
It looked like $1,000 at most.
I would say so.
2,
yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, so maybe it's like buying a golden doodle.
And he should have gotten him, because I feel like Will was willing. He would have been. I assume he made pretty good money.
Seems like
working there.
Yeah,
he would have paid him.
Nice house, suburbs of San Francisco.
Yeah,
yeah,
big house. Big house. He would have paid him $20,000.
Yeah, I think he could have got him. Yeah, that was another thing that we were talking about earlier. What works about this movie? The setting of San Francisco works about this movie.
Yeah,
like. I like watching movies that are set in San Francisco and that area. I've been there once, and that didn't make me like all of a sudden start liking it, but it made me like it even more. Mm-hmm. Just because there's so many cool features about that city, and like it's a great, like I would put it up there if we ever did Mount Rushmore for movie settings, like movie cities. It's probably the first one that goes on the list for me in San Francisco.
And they're always gonna make sure to have a scene on the Golden Gate Bridge.
Every time. Yeah. And you're going to see Alcatraz at some point.
Yeah.
Like those are just tropes from that area. You're going to know they're there. Like I love watching the Ant-Man movies because there's like different little set things you're going to see. Yeah. We even went to the Ant-Man house when we were out there. That was fun. Somebody actually lives there. So we just drove by, took a picture in front of their house.
I've heard the Full House.
The Painted Ladies.
Is disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you pull up and you see like a bunch of them.
Yeah,
there's just like a bunch of them, but it actually is really cool though, because I think they're called the Painted Ladies because the way that they colored them when they were first built is really cool. Well, any other thoughts before we get to the competitions? I'm ready.
I had just a few quick questions.
Sure.
These are other some kind of like movie tropes things. One is kind of like what we talked about. Movies love doing the battle between like the person who doesn't care anything about money. All they care about is the science and the money.
Yeah.
Like they love playing those things. The other is, are there that many people this movies love doing this, that just not only dislike animals, but like when it's just them and the animal being like cruel.
Sure.
So, you know, like how many
Sure.
movies
Yeah.
do that of they're just like the like Airbuds owner.
Yeah. Never seen Airbud. I know that
Yeah.
hurts you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I can't do that anymore.
Should we just stop recording now?
But there's always those scenes in movies of just this guy who like just for his own satisfaction. It's just nobody's watching. It's not to be cool. They're just like, this animal's done nothing to me. I'm so mean. And like I said, I'm not a huge just like.
You're not a huge
if
animal
I see
person.
if I see people mistreat animals, but they're like Dodge in this movie. Just
right.
He's just being mean just to be mean.
I hope not. I hope not is my answer.
Yeah.
I hope that there's not, but there easily could be, and we wouldn't even know a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like you said, especially when it's like Dodge in this scenario where he's with the animals by himself, and the only guy like in this and that's there to stop him is the guy that's a very weak character that they let live.
Yeah.
You know, that was and the reason I say weak character, not because he was nice to him, but because he wasn't like, you know, tough enough to go up to Dodge and be like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
You know, which granted, he was kind of outnumbered here. It was Dodge and his dad that ran the place.
Yeah.
So he was just there for the job. But I think I would have gotten another job from that other guy. The other prison ward or the other prison guard.
Yeah. One of my other questions is, I know that the Bright Eyes scene where she jumps into the boardroom and they shoot her is bad.
Yeah.
But I feel like a little bit of context and explanation, you know, like everything, like that day, they wouldn't be like, the board didn't approve it. We got to put down all the chimps. It's done. Like, I feel like they would have waited like a week, and then they would have been like, the next day, they're like, she had a baby. She's freaking out because she had a baby.
Yes.
But like, we have 5 years of data. This drug absolutely works.
Yes. So
like, I think if they knew the money allowed, they wouldn't have shut it down.
Yeah. I think somebody was trigger happy to put down those chimps.
Yeah.
They were probably like you. They were just scared to death that they were even there. Because like I understood the Bright Eyes shooting in a way, because like she is going crazy. And like you said, we should have a healthy fear of chimps. And so she's running around through there and looking like she's looking to attack, not defend.
Yeah.
And so you kind of understood them shooting her in the beginning.
Yeah.
But like you said, I don't feel like it'd be a hair trigger response, like the knee jerk where you're just like, let's go kill the others. I think once they found out like, oh, she was defending her baby, then maybe they just put it in further protocols because of all the money that's already been spent.
And they had the cure to Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
They could have made a lot of money.
Yes.
And done very good in the world, both.
And that mattered to Jacobs.
Money.
Yeah. You know what? Well, it's about the money.
The money. I have one more.
Please. I love it.
One more thought.
Bring it.
I'd like to see Buck, the gorilla, hit a baseball.
You know,
he's got some real power, a real 5-tool player. When you see him throw that,
I don't think he's
police car.
I don't think he has speed.
I think he's faster.
You think? Yeah.
I think he's fast, Dave. He's got a cannon. He just looks powerful, like he has like those poles. I like Buck.
Yeah.
That's it.
What would I think my player comp would be Dan Ugla.
He is an Ugla.
All right. Best bad guy face. James Franco. And if you need a reference, think about Spider-Man 3. Brian Cox. Sipping the coffee when he knows he's got fresh meat. Just like, he's just ready. Tom Felton. In any scene in this movie. David Hewlett, who played the neighbor. Or Koba.
Oh. I had a note and I thought about it.
We haven't even mentioned Koba.
I was talking about how this was going to be so easy because Draco Malfoy is Tom Felton. Has such just like you just want to punch him face.
Yeah.
Koba's bad news.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he might have to win because
that
scar, and he's just nasty and he has that sneer.
Koba. So we're really purposely avoiding talking about 2 and 3 because hopefully people have enjoyed this because we're going to do 2 and 3. So
Write it. Write in if you don't enjoy these. There's only a limited amount of time to stop us.
Exactly. So 2 and 3 will be covered, and Koba plays a major part in 2.
Yeah.
And so we've yet to, but you can tell from opening scene in this movie. And this is, again, what I love about this franchise. It takes its time. It does not let you know Koba is going to be a villain, but it gives you that little hint. He's the one that lets Jacobs fall over.
Yeah.
He could have rescued him. Caesar could have rescued him.
Yeah.
But Koba's the one that gives that little nudge to the helicopter that pushes him over. And Jacobs thought that he was like writing his name out of like, wow, this chimp's so amazing. Or actually, it was a bonobo, I think. And so he's like, wow, this animal's amazing. He's like, no, he's writing who he's getting revenge on. Like he's got one thing on his mind, dude. He's coming after you. So you can tell.
He's scary.
Scary looking.
Freaks me out.
Yeah. And he's you don't want to say cause because it was, the mask was put on him, but he's the one that fought the mask and gave Franklin the disease. So
who didn't have his mask on.
Yeah. Come on, Franklin. Step it up. All right. The Bright Eyes Mama. Oh, who'd your pick be? Koba? Mine's Koba.
It is. I didn't even, I wasn't even thinking about
him. Because he's not a villain yet. Like, that's why. But he's got the
villain face.
He's headed there. The Bright Eyes Mama Bear superlative. All right. Best mom in a movie is what we're going for here.
Okay.
Best protector. Sarah Connor, Terminator. We've got Mrs. Gump in Forrest Gump. We've got Renee Zellweger as Frigga in Thor. Good mom. Good mom. You haven't seen this, but we've got Emily Blunt's character, Evelyn, in A Quiet Place.
Renee Russo.
Oh, I said Zellweger, didn't I? I'm sorry, Russo. Got my Renee's mixed up. And then Littlefoot's mom in Land Before Time.
Oh, man. It's been so long since I've seen Land Before Time, but I remember loving Littlefoot's mom.
If it wasn't for her, Littlefoot would have gotten trampled. So, who gets your Bright Eyes Mama Bear or Mama Chimp superlative?
Oh, I feel like there's
so many good choices there. And you can think of your own.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Now my mind is just like, who? There's so many.
For me, while you're thinking for a second, for me, the obvious choice is Sarah Connor. I think that's from Terminator. Like, that's where the first brain goes. Like, she's the bad mom, right? Like, she's the one that can really handle the business. But I'm going to go with Littlefoot's mom.
Littlefoot's mom
started a whole franchise of like 30 movies.
Let's say if we're going just off of like vibes in my memory, even though I don't remember all the specific things, like when you said that, something just...
I saw the trigger.
Something fluttered in me where I'm like, oh, I love Land Before Time.
Yeah, and there was like 15 of those movies. So if we don't have Littlefoot's mom, we don't get all those movies.
Let's go with Unity here. Let's go with
Littlefoot. Littlefoot's mom. I don't even know her name. Long neck. That's all I know. All right. Saddest scene in this movie. Caesar protecting Charles and ending up in prison. Which director's note on that. So, when he goes to bite the neighbor's finger, they really went back and forth. Did you see this?
Yes.
On whether or not to have him fully bite the finger off. Because the director, I think we said his name was Rupert Wyatt, was really afraid, okay, if he bites the finger off, that's going to vilify Caesar.
Yeah.
So that's why they left where he just bit it, made him bleed, but he didn't bite the finger all the way off.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Caesar protecting Charles and ending up in prison. Will not being able to take Caesar home, and Caesar erasing the window, which was signifying that he's moving on. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Charles passing or Buck's death. And Buck was also named after a different cast member, somebody from the originals. But which one's the saddest scene to you? Which one hits you in the feels?
Wait, which example did you give? Say that again.
Sure.
Caesar and...
So Caesar protecting Charles, ending up in prison. Will not being able to take Caesar home, and Caesar erasing the window.
That's what I was trying to remember. Because
erasing the chalk window he had drawn.
Yeah, there's a few different of like when he doesn't go with Will. I think it's the not being able to take him home.
Sure.
And him freaking out, and he's just like having to leave him in prison. Like, that would be.
Yeah, that'd be hard. That'd be hard. And the Andy Serkis, like I did see the motion capture of that scene when Caesar does not know that he's being left. Like he just thinks, hey, I'm here to play.
Yeah.
And he's out there playing, and then he realizes Will's leaving. The Andy Serkis acting there is amazing.
Yeah.
Like he's like leaning up against the window. He's doing everything that Caesar's doing.
It's crazy.
And it's so good. All right. Best use of food to further the plot. Charles' misuse of the fork as a knife. The slinging primate chow by Draco Malfoy. Slinging it like at Draco. Can't help calling Draco. The cookies to bribe the other apes. Or the beer bottle opening with the knife that Caesar steals from Malfoy's buddy on their sad double date. All four of those are pivotal moments in the movie.
The cookies.
You're going through, yeah.
Because that's when he like takes control of the group.
Yes.
And he gets Rocket to to like be on his side and to like help him out, unite the apes.
Yeah. That's what I was going with too. The cookies look so good too when he throws them in there. I'm like, man, I want a cookie.
I know.
Even though it's sitting in that gunk, like it's still sitting there, and I know it would have residue. I'm like, man, that cookie looks good.
Well, most of those chimps too, I'm guessing, have been raised in captivity, so they hadn't got that. Caesar had been living out in the world. He'd been eating good. Like, you guys, I
smuggled some stuff, fellas.
You got to get a load of this.
Don't ask where it came from. I smuggled some things. All right. Most or favorite posterized moment. So if you don't know what a posterized moment, like in sports, I think of most of the time like basketball more than anything, where a guy's dunking, it's on a poster, and then you just see the other guy in the picture that's getting dunked on. Like he's the one usually leaning back, or the guy's stomach is like in his face or something. Like it's the poor guy's been posterized.
Yes.
All right. So the spear throw, and when you look up and you see all of them on top of that building. Great. Like if you had movie posters hanging in your room, that'd be a cool poster. All right. Caesar and the entire gang, it's like Buck, Rocket, Koba, riding up the trolley. And it just shows them getting to the top of that trolley, like looking over the city.
Yeah.
Caesar riding on the horse would be a cool poster.
That's pretty sweet.
Or the very end with Caesar climbing the tree and looking out at the city. And you can see like the Golden Gate Bridge. You can see Alcatraz over there. You can see all the stuff. So if you were buying a poster to put up in your room, which Katie would say, no, we're adults. But if you're buying a poster.
Our wedding photo right beside that.
This is our wedding photo, and this is Caesar on a horse.
That's what I would pick. Yeah. I think that looks the coolest.
It is. That is the number one choice.
Not to get too far ahead of ourselves too, but the second one where he's got his face painted on the horse would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So actually, maybe knowing that a second one's coming, I might pick Caesar climbing the tree and looking out at the city.
Yeah,
that's a cool one.
Yeah,
that's cool. But we're only looking at this movie by itself.
Yes.
All right. So one thing we texted about a little bit this week was talking about some trilogies that maybe should have kept going and did a good job. Like this would be one of them. Like, because there was a fourth movie. Like this kind of had its original trilogy with Rise, Dawn, and War. Had those three. And then they took it a step further, and there was kind of a gap in between. I think maybe 7 years in between there. Not story-wise, but in real life. And then they made Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And that one was great.
Haven't seen it all.
It's really
I started watching it.
It's really good. So this, to me, I'm not going to call it like a flawless franchise, but all four of these movies are solid. Yeah. Fun to watch. Great movies. So this one doesn't fit the bill of where I'm going with this. But it made me think, which franchises should have stopped at number 3, in your opinion? Did you have any listed?
I did.
Here we go. I like it.
Lord of the Rings.
So you think the Hobbits should not have been made?
No.
No.
There's a world where they only made one Hobbit movie where it would have been fine because it was a money grab. They were trying to. It's a small book. I've read The Hobbit.
You know what's better than the medicine?
Movies.
Money.
Yeah. And also 10 years after Lord of the Rings, and it looked so much worse.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Well, they did this weird, like I remember when the Hobbit movies came out, they did this weird camera thing And it's what made their faces look so shiny.
Yeah.
Like they had this weird gloss,
Yeah.
like almost like a, like what are those pictures called? The glamour photos. Like they had that glamour photo look to them. And I agree with you. I'm glad they made The Hobbit because it gives me a chance to revisit that world.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think they never should have. They should have just left it exactly where they were. Because there was more.
But it should have been 2 movies.
Bone, but
should have been 2 movies, rather than 3. The last one, Battle of the Five Armies, is nothing but an action movie, and you would think that sounds great, but you can't watch 2.5 hours of action nonstop.
Yeah,
like there comes a point where you're like, okay, my brain is not absorbing this anymore.
Yeah. Thor.
I had that on the list.
And again, all of these, it's not that, like, there are some that maybe you could say they wrapped it up perfectly.
Yeah.
Don't add to it and mess it up any. You know, like, there is different between that and, like, I would have liked a 4th Thor if it would have continued and been good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, you get what I'm saying?
So you're like, talking about Thor Love and Thunder should not have been made.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's just some movies that I'm fine with them having more movies if they're good. Lord of the Rings is the same way.
Yeah.
And then there's some where it's like, why would you do anything else?
I'm fine with 20 movies if they're good.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on Thor Love and Thunder. I had that on the list of my list. And I think that there is a perfect version of Thor Love and Thunder. I just think that every bit, and I like our guy Russell Crowe, love Gladiator. I think every bit of Zeus in that movie, cut that whole scene out. It was terrible. It was one of the worst parts of the movie.
Yeah.
He was ridiculous. And Taika Waititi, the director, just went Ragnarok was the perfect blend of Guardians, humor, and action, and still keeping it serious but light at the same time. Love and Thunder went way too light.
He went off the rails, except a random scene with Christian Bale being a completely different movie.
So the reason I think there's a perfect edit of that movie is Christian Bale. He was so good.
Yeah. But it's hard to put those 2 versions of the movie together where he's doing a dramatic performance.
I know. It should have been really, really good. I mean, just the cast alone should have made that a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. Ragnarok was so good, and they should have stopped right there with what they gave us.
Yeah.
Now, give me a 4th Thor. Just give me a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. What else you got?
Along the same lines,
Yeah.
Captain America, which it is kind of like the 3rd Captain America is half of an Avengers
That's
movie.
a hard take too. Yeah.
And they kind of rebooted it, so it's not really like a continuation.
But it is and it isn't.
Yeah.
I agree with you because it's almost like a whole new character, and it's the mantle of Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
That was the first one I wrote out.
Yeah. And I think that was again, it's you don't not want to make any, but it's just so hard to recapture that. And the 3rd one, Sean Connery.
So good.
It was just okay, this is
so good.
This is great. We've had our adventures. We're good.
Yeah.
This is, and I know there have been good ones I haven't seen since then.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the first 3 Transformers well, and then is the 4th one Age of Extinction?
Yes. I think 4 is Age of Extinction. 5 has something to do with the Last Night.
Yes.
But Knight Night.
Yeah.
Those were terrible.
Yeah.
And you would think when you bring in Wahlberg that, oh, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
The Shia LaBeouf trilogy was a ton of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't what movie we were talking about, The Planet of the Apes. The Tim Burton Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Even if you're watching it and you're like, this isn't an amazing movie, but it's still fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
That's Transformers. Those were fun.
Yeah.
Those were almost unwatchable.
I thought the 4th one was so bad.
The 5th one's even worse.
Yeah. I stopped after that. I
saw it in theaters.
I know people like Bumblebee, but I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, I almost left the theater I was at with the 5th one.
I went and watched the 4th one. It was after Jensen and Bradley's wedding.
Yeah.
We cleaned up after their wedding, and a bunch of us, our cousin,
that's funny.
Took our cousins and stuff and went, and it was already late. We were tired because we'd been there all day.
Yeah.
And it was, I did not.
Stuff.
Yeah, it was why are we doing this? We're really tired. This is such a waste of our time.
Yeah, to finish on that, Bumblebee is really good. If you haven't seen that one, Bumblebee's actually, some could argue it's the best movie in the entire franchise. Really.
I know people love it.
It's really
not against. I would like to see it.
Yeah, you should watch. It's really good.
Last one here.
Okay.
This is
I've got one. I've only got one more than what you've listed too. So we'll see if we're the same on this. Go ahead.
Star Wars.
Oh, hot take.
The prequels don't really like them.
Here we go.
They haven't had that much success since then. I liked what's the first Daisy Ridley?
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Yeah,
I liked Force Awakens, but it was kind of just a recreation of
New Hope.
the old ones. And Last Jedi, and I mean those were.
So I think for like that trilogy, the Daisy Ridley trilogy, the newest ones, I think for someone who is a moderate Star Wars fan like myself, they're fine to watch. I think for your true Star Wars enthusiasts, they are garbage.
Yeah. Because
they break so many rules. And there were even things in those three that I was like, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But yeah, I can see that. No, I did love Rogue One. I thought it was great.
I liked Rogue One a
Yeah,
lot.
I thought Rogue One was really good. And then I also enjoyed more than maybe I should have because it got kind of rejected by everybody. But I liked Solo.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I liked it. Thought it was a good action movie.
The guy, what is his name? Terry. Tony Gilroy.
Okay.
Wrote Rogue One and
Okay.
did Andor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, Rogue One's fantastic.
Yeah. The only other one I had though was one that I've seen the third one, but I haven't seen the ones after. I feel like need to list it because I know people don't like them. Was Karate Kid.
Yeah, good call. Should have stopped. Actually, they should have stopped
after one.
They should have stopped after one. Even the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Like if you watch 2 and 3, they get rough. I've seen all of them. I just watched the most recent one that had Machio and Jackie Chan back in it, and I actually enjoyed it. Like it was a fun little hour and a half watch.
Yeah.
You know, it was no plot. You could just turn your brain off, watch the movie, enjoy the movie, and move on.
Sure.
Like Cobra Kai ran its course.
Yeah.
After one season, like it was done.
Yeah.
For me, like I watched maybe 2 seasons of that, but after the first season, I was like, this has lost its luster really quick.
I think I watched 2.
Yeah.
It was the same way.
Yeah, too many fights, too many random fights. Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah, good call though. All right, last competition here before we get to the Mount Rushmore. Favorite scene, just in general. Caesar intro to all the other apes, and Rocket stealing his shirt, like letting us know the movie's changed, right? Like this went from everyone around him loving Caesar, maybe not his neighbor, but everyone that was in Caesar's world loving him, to now this whole movie's changed. The whole showing Rocket who's the new alpha scene, you know, when he releases Buck and then releases Rocket, brings him out there, hits him with the can, and is like, hey, this is my guy, he's got my protection.
Yeah.
Like that whole scene. The no scene when Caesar speaks. And, you know, that we get the whole classic line, take your stinking paws off me. And I didn't notice this. And I read it and then went back and rewatched that scene. And it even does, you probably know where I'm going with this, where they're doing the shift in story where Caesar's now standing up and Tom Felton's character, I keep forgetting his name, Dodge, is now down on all fours.
Yeah.
And it was just like showing that Caesar's now become the dominant one.
Yeah.
So that scene, the whole nose scene, that's easy to know, the nose scene. And then the freeing apes and taking over San Francisco, or the Golden Gate Bridge fight scene. So out of those, what's your favorite scene that if you're walking by the TV, you're not going to not finish that scene?
It's either the no scene or the freeing them and taking over. I think it's the no, because that's kind of like where the movie really like climax, like hits its. I mean, like I know like the Golden Gate scene is, you know, the most actiony, and it's also good. Like it looks, it's awesome. It's so cool. But just like emotionally, the high of the movie is that like he goes to the prison, he's getting treated horribly, and then it's all coming to a head there. And then he talks, you know, like the first time like he speaks.
Yeah.
And he's shocked, and then, you know, the apes start going crazy and stuff. I think that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that scene. And you know what? We need to rename that competition to the sit up scene. Like, what scene would make you like sit up like, whoa, what's happening?
Yes.
Because that would be the scene.
Yeah.
Like that would be the scene where if you're watching this for the first time, no idea he's about to talk.
Yeah. Or if you've seen it, like you said, that's what like caught me. Like if they were on the bridge and I was walking by the TV and it was on, I'd be like, oh, I might watch. But if he's about to do like the bit, like the, if you're asking someone like, what is like the biggest scene you remember, like powerful scene, it's that.
No. I love it. All right. So this was actually a difficult one to pick the Mount Rushmore for. Like, who do we want to do? Do we want to do an actor? Do we want to do a genre? So we ended up narrowing it down to a guy that we've talked a lot about on this one, Andy Serkis. So the Andy Serkis Mount Rushmore. So I'll let you go first if you have kind of an outside looking in, and then you can name your four that made your Andy Serkis, the guy that played Caesar, Rushmore.
I don't know if we clarified this. Are we doing performance? Like, does it need to be by movie?
It could be anything. So I'll do mine first. That gives you a second to see what I did.
Yeah.
And then if you need to shift yours up a little bit, but you can also do your own. I mean, because you can translate it however you want. There are no rules here.
Amazing.
It's a crazy world. So these are my outside looking in. Obviously, the Star Wars character. He didn't have a whole lot of screen time. He was an impactful character, but it was Snoke, and I loved him in the Batman as Alfred. He was a really good Alfred.
Yeah.
Really cool looking Alfred too, like an Alfred that looked like he could handle his own.
Yeah.
And then 13 going on 30. Like those were my three on the outside looking in. He's so funny in that movie. Like I remember one scene of they're doing the Thriller dance. And like the Michael Jackson Thriller thing. And I just remember him dancing in that scene. It was really funny. My four that made it in to the Mount Rushmore. He was so good as Claw.
Yeah.
In Ultron a little bit, but so good in Black Panther.
Yeah.
Like he was fantastic as Claw in that. King Kong, again, just his mocap work obviously speaks for itself. But definitely King Kong. Caesar in this, I mean, he carries the three movies. He's the main character, and I think it's not one of the only movies where the main character is mocap, but it's probably some of the best films. Like I would consider films, where the main character is motion capture, and how much acting he does. Like again, War for the Planet of the Apes. I'm putting that guy up for an Oscar. And going in Best Actor. Like, 'cause he was the main character in the movie. He carries the movie. And we're going to get to that movie, obviously. And I think that's it. I don't think I have any. I'm just kidding. Gollum, obviously. In the whole Lord, anytime he shows up in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Probably the most memorable character from Lord of the Rings. And when people think of it, that like he still lives off of this. Like Tia was showing me the other night, like him reading. He was on, I think, Stephen Colbert, and he was like reading the news in Smeagol's voice or in Gollum's voice. And it was so funny and so good.
Yeah.
And all he's doing is saying normal words. And he even got up like in the crouched position in his chair and all that. Like the guy's just, he's almost like Jack Black from mocap.
Yeah.
Like seems like a fun hang.
Here's a word for you. I feel like it's one of the most like idiosyncratic performances.
There we go.
Where it's like very specific things that he does that like no actor has ever done before.
Yeah.
Like the way he moves and says words. I mean, I know it's obviously based on the book, but just like the way he talks and just like these like tiny little things is
that's a good way. Like him, I would put him in like Jack Black. Jack Black's a one of one. Like there's no other Jack Black.
Yeah.
Andy Serkis is a one of one.
Yeah.
Like there's no, like some people you could substitute someone else in their role.
Yeah.
Those guys are one of one. There's knockoffs. Like there's people that do it.
Yeah.
But they are the number one. Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
With mine?
Yes.
We don't have to do it anymore. I mean, everybody who knows, or people who have never seen Lord of the Rings know that, like, they know Gollum, they know the voice,
Sure.
they've heard My Precious and stuff like that. So that's easy on there.
Yeah.
Caesar's easy, which I think, like, as a performance, like, everything he's got to do in it is maybe better than Gollum. It's not as unique or, note like doesn't stand out as much.
Yeah.
So Caesar, he's great as Claw.
Yeah, he is.
Because he's just so like wacky. He's just getting
Yeah.
to come in and just be insane.
Almost like a Joker-esque type villain, like very, very animated.
Yeah, and like he's getting like hit and stuff, and he's like maniacally laughing.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
good. And then I think I'd put Alfred on there. I like that. I love the Batman. I really need to watch it more and again.
So long. It's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, it is long. But I like having one on there where it's like a different. It's a more muted performance, you know, a lot more dramatic emotion.
So you were trying to pick his full range.
I mean, I think that's what I would like too, but I think he's good in that.
Yeah.
I feel like Alfred's such a good. Everybody that's in that and who has done those is good. Especially the recent ones like Jeremy Irons is great and Michael Caine too.
Yeah. Quick side note on the Batman. When Robert Pattinson was cast, I don't think any of us thought that he would do as good of a job as he did.
Yeah.
Like just phenomenal.
Pattinson's people have an idea of him because the first thing most people saw him in was Twilight.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor. Yeah. And like he plays a different character.
Yeah.
Wildly different characters in like almost everything.
Yeah. And to throw your sister under the bus again, Jordan loves Twilight. So
I didn't say anything bad about Twilight.
I am. I am throwing it under the bus. Any Twihards will be mad at me after this.
I was growing up like in the middle of all the movies came out. Like it would be like groups of 15 8th graders all going to see that, and the boys went because the girls liked Twilight so much. And you're like, yeah, I love Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Yeah. Awesome. Well, any closing thoughts on Rise of the Planet of the Apes?
I don't think so. It's good. I immediately, I think you said you did the same thing, even though I should have started watching this again right when we got done. I'm like, why don't we just watch the first 20 minutes of the second one?
Yeah, I wanted to so bad, and I stopped myself.
We did it because Katie hadn't seen them too, so that also gave me an excuse.
Yeah,
you want to know what happens.
Yeah. Well, it's a compliment to this movie though too. Like it's a huge compliment that this movie ends, and you're like, I want to go straight to the second one.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I want to watch the third one. Like I could have a full day. Just call it an ape day.
Yeah.
Just have a full ape day and watch all 4 of these movies.
Yeah.
Especially the original trilogy. Okay. Like it'd be so much fun. So much fun. Well, perfect. Well, I think we got it covered. I think we have talked Rise very well. Any closing thoughts you have?
No thoughts.
Perfect. Dave is home.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to bump us up in the algorithms. You can send my dad any suggestions of movies you'd like for him to cover at themoviepick@aol.com. Thank you for listening.